Alright, so why is Mortal Kombat the original is still better than the reboot? Um, the reboot has so many problems. Uh, I just finished watching it. Um, it's full of holes. Um, but most of all, I was really it was an eerie feeling. But the music, I mean, come on, the music. The music doesn't come on until the last fight, and beyond that, until the credits. It's like, are you kidding me? The original anthem, the original music, the most recognized, popularized, epic soundtrack of all time, the music of Mortal Kombat, doesn't come on in any fights. Any fights. It is completely insane. So yeah, that was the first. Um, and of course, the major problem they had writing wise was bringing out a new character, Cole, which is completely void of all personality. He has no personality, no skills, no reason to be there. No, I know he's got a family, but he's got no emotional, if we really think about it, no emotional or strategic or um, um, script wise reason to be there. Not at all. And they wanted to, I mean, if they wanted to, the only thing they wanted was an ancestor of a scorpion. And I don't know why they focus so much on Scorpion versus Sub Zero fight. Um, I mean, it's a cool fight, but why? Why concentrate all your. Because what you are doing with focusing on these two characters is devaluating every other one you have. Is devaluating, I mean, Kino was great. Kino was the laughs. Kino was the brawls and the laughs and he was great. He brought a lot to the story just because he was entertaining and just like I mean Liu Kang was a complete lost. I mean he had one personality, one he had no gravitas, he had no he had skill, but he didn't fight for anything in the end, and that's the major problem for this movie. I mean, there was no they focused so much on Scorpion versus Sub Zero that they forgot everything else. And I mean, of course, I understand they got a big actor to play Scorpion. The actor to play Sub Zero, I never saw him before. I don't know shit. I don't care. Um, the fights were not up to the standards of Mortal Kombat. I'm sorry, but they might have been in they might have been competent in the 1990s. They are not competent now. Now we are in the era of, we've seen Tony Jaa do amazing 15 minutes Muay Thai scenes. We've seen John Wick do 3 movies of going through people like butter. We have seen, name it. We've seen some amazing stunt work by amazing people in Hollywood. So, I mean, yeah. So it wasn't up to par. Um, Kino was great as an antagonist. Uh, Shang Tsung was lame and had nothing to do. As much as Raiden was lame and had nothing to do. Like the power, when you start playing with other universes and powers to teleport and bring people here and bring people there and uh, teach people this and teach people that, you have to be very careful for the balance of power, because eh, I mean, Raiden and Shang Tsung are supposed to be kinda aligned in power, kinda the same, kind of similar in power, but Shang Tsung is always the big bad because he sucks souls, because he doesn't play by the rules and this and that. Well, while Raiden brings people together, but Raiden had no personality. I mean, we had in the original Christopher Lambert, who had loads of personality, who had a real role, he could really sing his teeth in in the role and in the means he had to make things happen for the characters, for advancing the story. But in this, Raiden just appears when he must. Not really sure. He just appears when, fuck, we have no other conclusion but to bring Raiden in. So he appears when he appears, and that's it. Just like Liu Kang, just like um, uh, not Jaws, but anyway, the guy with the big arms, and um, yeah. So the real problem is that they centered this story on a new character that was a descendant of Scorpion, and really, this had no weight. This They mismanaged their story, and they mismanaged their movie altogether. They broke the story and they broke the movie by uh, giving it to Cole, and 2 reasons: one, giving it to Cole; two, bringing this Arcana shit. This Arcana, or the MacGuffin, because it just is just a MacGuffin. Like, when you're in real trouble and you find it's really like a soul searching kind of thing. and when you find you're at your lowest denominator, and when you're down in deeps, and when you're when the odds are too great, and you have nowhere else to go, and you're still fighting for your soul, and you will find something that will help you. And I mean, Kino was great. Kino got his laser eye, and but Cole got an armor. He got an armor that absorbs shocks, as we see, and that redistributes the power when he hits. So it's really like a MacGuffin. It's a plot armor, and sorry, but that doesn't work. That it's just a made-up plot armor for a made-up character that is not. You could erase him totally from the script. No difference. Just give the same goals, same story to legendary characters, to um, to characters we know, characters we want to make epic again in a new era. I mean, the first Mortal Kombat worked because it was made in '90s. It was a little goofy, but God, it had heart. It had fucking heart. The music was there, and it wasn't. It was flashy. It was. Um, it was anything you want to call it, but it had heart. It had punch, and it had music, and that's what all this reboot lacks. It has no heart. It has futile um, story, and it has no music until the end. And I mean, how? And Shang Tsung isn't even an enemy. It's like, oh well, they're gearing up for a sequel. It's like, you know. I'll tell you this about Hollywood producers. I know you all feel good and well for making this movie, but I'll tell you one thing. In this age of digital, and people aren't going to the movies anymore, and COVID and everything, you better up um, you better up point you better up pull put all your chess, all your kings and your queens and your towers and your horses front row. You want to win the game, and that's not how you win the game. You're playing by the old rules. You're playing by the rules of, oh well, it's a reboot, so people will come, and it's got the name Mortal Kombat, so people will buy it, and people will see it, and people will make money, 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 money. No, not not anymore. Not anymore. People want a thing called quality. It doesn't matter if it's a reboot. It doesn't matter if you have the rights. It doesn't matter if you think you're doing something different, because all you're doing is repeating and salvaging. It's not repeating, it's salvaging. It's salvaging old wounds, and I cannot for the life of me understand why you still do the same mistakes. I mean, okay, Kino was better. He was the humor character. He was the humor center front. Sonya was bland. Liu Kang was bland. Goro was bland. Goro had no lines, completely bland. Cole was a non-starter, no character, no backstory. He's a descendant of Scorpion, and that gives him weight? No, that doesn't give him anything. So, and all the thing about the tattoo of the dragon, and if you don't have a tattoo, you're worthless, and that last Sonya is worthless. So you make Sonya was one of the first characters introduced. It's one of the first characters Cole goes with, goes to meet, and she's worthless because she doesn't have the tattoo. Why put her in the story? Why the fuck do you put her there? Jax, that's his name. Sorry, and Jax, same thing. And all this shit about the Arcana, and you're finding your. It's really about finding your purpose and finding your soul and finding your goal in the multiverse. I think because Mortal Kombat is a multiverse, and yeah, so Jax find his arms, and really, I might say I'm truly sorry to say this, but I like Jax better in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and I liked Mortal Kombat 2 better than this movie because again, it followed the rules. It had the kick-ass soundtrack. It followed the rules, and of course, the CGI was obsolete, but it wasn't the point. Can't you understand Hollywood for the life of me? Please. The CGI, the FX are not the point. A great story is the point. When you send characters, name characters from the game all together and you assemble them, and you think that's all you have to do because that makes your point, and that makes it Mortal Kombat. It doesn't, because you don't have a story to go around them. You don't have shit. It's not because you have the rights to an IP that you've got it, that you can do the minimal work and minimal effort and minimal creativity to make this work for a modern audience. It doesn't work like that. Please, Hollywood, please, for the life of me, Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, what did the composer had in mind? What did the composer think? I get the call. Okay, you're gonna come. You're gonna score Mortal Kombat the reboot for like 20 years later. Well, okay, well, I know where to start. Dun, 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 dun. No, I'm gonna do a dramatic original score with very platonic tones and platonic music and mediocre soundtrack until the very end, until the credits roll, and we can hear the music. Really, we won't. We won't. I mean, I remember the first. What's the first thing you remember about the original Mortal Kombat, and why is it? It is still the number one video game adaptation of all time because it had a heart, because it had characters right, it had humor right, and it had kick-ass fight scenes with a kick-ass music. That's it. It had bad versus evil. It had the tournament. The tournament. In this, there's no tournament. There's just random fights. Random fights is not Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is a tournament. So stop jerking around. Make a real tournament. I hope you will do in the sequel. Even in the sequel, I don't want to see Cole. I don't want to see. Do you know how many characters you can choose from? From the game. You have characters from for 10 movies. For at least 10 movies, 20 movies. You can do characters, arcs, and stories, and music, and relationships, and enemies, and it's endless. It's endless. You won't have enough money to do it all. So why not you start with a simple step of just doing your research? Why people love this game? Why people love these characters? Bring them to life. Bring the music. Bring the special effects. It won't. It. I assure you, in the hands of a good writer, this movie would have cost half what it cost you right now, and it gained momentum when it got out, and but very fast, it fainted. It fainted because you forgot the soul of Mortal Kombat. It's a tournament against Earth and Shao Tsung. And if you have a Raiden that is completely soulless, but he is at the center, he makes the core. Raiden is the core of the heroes that fight for Earth. So if you cannot bring a charismatic Raiden, don't do the movie. If you cannot find a purpose of having Liu Kang, Goro, Jax, Sonya had nothing to do. Nothing to do. And the actress did her job. Great. She has nothing to do. You have so much. You have so less to do that you have to bring a human character that will define, that will find himself as an arcana, as a plot armor that absorbs the shocks and redistributes the power. Cut it out, cut it out. You're doing it wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. It's not about that. You'd look, just play Mortal Kombat. Play Mortal Kombat for a week. Take your notes. Write a movie. That's all you have to do. That's all you've ever had to do. And I mean, I'll give you this. For a video game reboot, it's just the music. The music fucking scrambles me. I cannot understand. By God, you have the fucking kick ass, the most kick ass soundtrack to an action movie, to a martial arts movie ever in the history of the world, and you don't use it? Are you fucking brain dead? What the fuck? What the fuck? That's it. Go back to the drawing boards. Make official characters the main actors of your story. It is so rich. You don't have to invent any codes or any fucking plot armor or arcana bullshit, or you have to have a dragon mark to do the tournament. What tournament? There was no tournament. There was just fighting here, fighting there, completely random. Second mistake. Don't do that shit anymore. It is a tournament for the sake of mankind. It is important and it deserves respect, and it deserves that you find a few seconds to explain it before the guys go to fight, guys and gals. So just do that, and we will be more than happy. We have the technology right now. We have Avatar 2 just came out. You're telling me you can't do a Mortal Kombat movie? Christ. Look, roll up your sleeves, get to drawing boards, just jump up the kick-ass team while you write, and make it worthwhile to us, because this was fucking crap. I'm sorry, but this was shit. So, I mean, I can't believe I spent half an hour talking about this shit. So, yes, so, um, I'll finish by the martial artist, fight choreography. Very creative, sometimes creative with the powers, but essentially non-existent. Very simple-minded, very MMA focused, very the only fights I liked were Sonya against Kano, and and the guy with the hat when he kills the bird lady with his hat, and he sliced her. He slices her in two, and say like flawless victory. That was fucking badass. You should have done that 20 times. Why not? We are Mortal Kombat fans. That's the shit we want to see. Why do this once? Do it 20, 30 times. We will be there. We will feast on it. We will do. We will fucking be jumping in our seats and say, yeah, yeah, yeah. And you'll make more money. You'll make more money. What's the fucking problem? What is your problem? Jesus fucking Christ, man, I swear. Anyway, half an hour is more than enough. So, I hope, but I'm an optimist. I'll say I hope there's a sequel. I hope they erase their mistakes. I hope they integrate more of what we love, because this was just a pitiful try, a pitiful random try to re-emerge from the darkness. But there was no darkness. I loved the first two Mortal Kombats. I loved them. Guilty pleasure, perhaps, but I love them because they have the soul of the game. That's all you need when you when you when you render, when you create from an IP. The only thing fans want is the soul of the movie, and the soul of the game, or the soul of the book, or the soul of the graphic novel, or the soul of whatever you want, whatever you're doing. We just want the soul of it, because without souls, we would be nothing. Take care, guys. Hope you like this movie better than me, but I didn't, and it's a goddamn shame. And cue that kick-ass music right now. Get it in your headphones, because I'm surely am. That give me, for one thing, that gave me the envy to listen to that kick-ass team again. So let's hope they do better next time. Take care, guys.